My
more
stomach
people
is.
are coming.
Oh shit.
I won't be revealing the
That's
answer.
all right.
I was not expecting that,
That
but
was the easiest of the choice you
I was
gave.
like, I was actually smiling so much, right? Welcome, guys. Today we have Tejaswini Khare. She is the APAC agency lead from Intentsify. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
You know, without further ado, we'll just directly go into other questions. Are you ready? The first section is more like a warm-up, so
Okay.
it's a quick fire round.
Okay.
Right. So, what's the first word that comes to your mind when I say coffee?
Tea.
Binge watching.
Netflix.
Monday.
Sad.
Brand safety.
Filter it.
Okay. Memes.
Funny.
Wi-Fi.
Password.
Clickbait.
Articles.
Ad fraud.
Definitely there.
Okay. AdTech.
All of us.
Right. Nice. So that's the section. The second section is a rapid fire round. Which company aired the first ever banner ad in 1994? Is it Nike, AT&T, Nokia?
Nokia.
Okay. Which of these is not an ad fraud technique? A/B testing, click injection, pixel stuffing.
A/B testing.
Nice. Third question. Which of these is an ad fraud technique? CPA, cost per acquisition, click farms, ROAS, return on ad spend.
Click farm.
Okay, great. What does DSP stand for in programmatic advertising? Demand side platform.
Demand side platform.
Okay, so you're right. You didn't need
I didn't need the
the
rest.
options.
Yeah.
Which type of digital ad fraud costs advertisers the most amount of money as per research? Is it domain spoofing, click injection, pixel stuffing?
Click injection.
Okay. What does IVT stand for in fraud detection? Invalid traffic, interactive viewability test.
Invalid traffic.
Okay, good. Which of these is not a form of ad fraud? Contextual targeting, click spamming, device spoofing.
Contextual targeting.
Okay, great. What does MMP stand for in mobile marketing? Is it multi-channel media partner, mobile measurement partner, media marketing platform?
Media marketing platform.
Okay. Last two questions. Which ad format has the highest fraud rates as per research? Social media ads, video ads, display banners.
Display banners.
Okay. Last question. What does the term SIVT stand for in ad fraud? Sophisticated invalid traffic. Smart interactive video tracking. Systematic impression validation tool.
The first one.
Okay. All right. So that's the section.
Okay.
Next section is a hot take section. Brand safety. Is it a real necessity or just a tick box exercise?
It is definitely a real necessity. It is the industry as a whole. There's a crying need for it. I know we have platforms like the like of a DV or an IAS, but then we're seeing that these guys are not being transparent enough. There are so many audits that are showing that despite having these systems in place, there's so much of brand safety issues and obviously brands showing up in unsafe environments. So also I think it kind of goes to their incentive structure. So it needs again a sort of a systemic change. If you're being charged for the number of impressions you're serving or not blocking, then you're not really doing a good job, right? So it's definitely something that's needed in the market.
Right. Nice thoughts for you from that. The second question is, are we measuring the wrong things in digital advertising today?
So I think for the longest time, everyone's just been excited about the fact that we can measure something, right? Like going from a TV or a radio where it was just spray and pray or it was like footfalls or whatever. The fact that we can actually on pretty much real time do impressions and clicks and CTRs is what is exciting. So I'd say while we are measuring one set of metrics, we should also be measuring something like customer life cycle value or what conversions are actually happening, like which leads are actually converting or ROI. So I think it needs a bit of both. Like you need vanity metrics, you need to know how your content is doing, so a CTR or whatever, but we also need to be looking at a longer term metric that actually makes a business
very
sense.
true, very true.
Yeah.
The third question, ad fraud is an invisible problem until something goes wrong. Should brands be doing more?
Brands definitely need to be doing more, and I think again this is a bit from coming from an agency background, and then obviously having brands dictate what an agency should do or how the publisher should work. I think there's an over reliance on platforms that already exist. So the fact that that the platform exists and they're like, okay, you can just plug it and play, like you just put an IAS or you just put on a DV and you're like, it's running, somebody's paying for it, somebody's tracking it, and that's how it is. So that needs to change. Like everyone thinks that this is going to work because somebody is paying for it. So there is a high reliance on these platforms because they exist. With enterprise clients, of course, these are guys already using it, but then there is a huge knowledge gap. Like nobody knows how it works, nobody's asking the right questions, nobody's asking for transparency and saying that if this works, and there are no audits happening. So it's like, is it working, is it not working, or is someone just getting paid for this? I think every component in this industry needs to take ownership, and we need to hold each other accountable. So AdTech guys need to probably make it a bit easier because these tools can be difficult to implement. They are expensive. So they can make it a bit more, plug and play. Publishers should also start looking at their inventories and saying that this is, try and talk to their sales, or get their sales guys to talk to people and say that we are actually safe to be with, or, ad fraud is something that we look at seriously, and brands definitely need to be holding everyone responsible for this. So,
very true, very true. The next section is a live poll. If you could remove one problem from digital advertising forever, what would it be? Your options are ad fraud, attribution, ad creative issues.
Ad fraud.
What's the most frustrating thing about digital ads? Options are seeing the same ad 100 times in a row, clicking an ad by mistake, watching an ad before a YouTube video.
Seeing the same ad.
Okay.
100 times.
What's the most misleading phrase in digital advertising today? Guaranteed reach and engagement, AI-powered optimization, brand-safe inventory.
AI-powered optimization.
Okay. What's the biggest mistake advertisers make today? Trusting publishers' report data blindly, running too many creatives, not bidding aggressively enough.
No, trusting data that they're getting.
The first one. Okay. What percentage of online ads are estimated to be seen by bots instead of human, as per your understanding? 30 to 40%, 10 to 15%, 50 to 60%.
50 to 60%.
Okay. What percentage of all ad clicks are estimated to be fraudulent, as per your understanding? 20 to 30%, 5 to 10%, 40 to 50%.
20 to 30%.
Okay. Last three questions. Which of these is the biggest red flag for a digital ad campaign? CTR of 20% on a display ad, low video watch time, or 5-second bounce rate?
CTR of 20% or on a display ad.
What's the most misleading performance metrics today? Viewability rate, brand recall surveys, or video completion rate?
Brand recall surveys.
Okay. Last question. What percentage of ads are never seen by a human? As per research and basis your understanding.
Correct.
40 to 50%, 10 to 20%, 60 to 70%.
40 to 50%.
Okay, that's pretty much it for this section.
Cool.
One last section. Explain like I'm a 5-year-old. Explain like I'm a 5-year-old. Your topic is walled gardens.
Okay, so think of going to a zoo. Okay, so we go to the zoo. What happens in the beginning? You're asked to give your name, you're asked to give a fee, you're asked to give your details of what you'd like to see, right? And only then do they let you go into the zoo, correct?
Right.
So when you're in the zoo, you already know in your head what you want to see. You might have a favorite animal, you might have a favorite food snack stand. So in the zoo, what you do stays inside that zoo, right? Your behavior. Now, because it's the zoo officials, they've seen you come so many times, they know you're a kid, what will they do? They'll sell balloons, they'll sell food, they'll make a trail for you. They'll say, okay, we have reptiles here, we have butterflies here. So all of this, think of it as a walled garden. What you do in the zoo, you cannot do outside. You can't take an animal home with you, can you?
Right.
When you're outside, you can't see what's going on in the zoo. That is what a walled garden is.
Oh, nice. That's a very thought-provoking answer. I was not expecting that. But
that was the easiest of the choice you gave.
I was actually smiling so much, right? So it felt like I was a kid.
You were an actual 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
So the last question, final takeaway, right? If there is a one thing advertisers should focus on in 2025, what would it be?
So I think so many things, but of the one thing that they should be focusing in 2025 is to really go back to grassroots of what they want. What is your KPI? What are you spending and what do you actually want to see at the end of the day? Is it multi-factor attribution? Is it channel reach? Is it account-based marketing? Is it a lead? Is it an ROI? You know, I think there's so much jargon, so many silos that everyone is working in. We really need to go back to the basics and say, if this is the money I'm putting on the table, I want this team, this person, this agency to be held accountable, this publisher to be held accountable, and this is what I want to see at the end of the day. I think that's one biggest thing that everyone should really go back to doing this year.
Thank you. That was an insightful take.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for joining us on Filters Off.
Thank you.
And,
Filters Off. Nice meeting you here. Thank you for having me.
Follow us for more insights, and we'll be back with another episode soon.